during Jim Crow, the black family was together.
That's right.
During Jim Crow, more black people were not just conservative, because black people always have been conservative-minded, but more black people voted conservatively. And then H.E.W., Lyndon Johnson, and then you go down that road, and now we are where we are.
What's going on, guys? We back again with another video. Choo choo. And today we are covering Byron Donalds getting beat up by the lefties. The lefties are losing it over what he said.
By the black supremacists.
By the black supremacists. They really white supremacists because they worship white people, but
they think they're black supremacists.
Exactly. So, we got Joy Reid and Al Sharptongue. The other folks we're not really going to worry about. We're going to tackle the two main goofies. So let's get to that.
Last question. We're out of time, but I'm going to give you one more question. During Jim Crow, could your family have existed?
Before we even get into that, let's notice this lady's self-hatred, okay? She's professionally wearing this blonde wig, which looks horrible. Where's your afro, Stink? Where is it? I've never seen it. She doesn't wear her natural hair because she hates it. She doesn't like how God made her. Like most black women.
And also her face looks noticeably lighter than her neck.
Right. She putting on this light foundation, light makeup because she doesn't like her dark skin.
Yeah.
Self-hate is very apparent.
It is. And only people that self-hate will have a problem with what he said.
You are in an interracial marriage. Your wife is a white conservative activist. Could your family have existed at all during Jim Crow?
No, it could not, Joy, and we all know that. But that's why I am blessed to live in America today as opposed to America during that time. But we cannot ignore the realities of not having fathers in homes. That is important for black people today and all people today as we move forward for a better America.
We are out of time. What I'm grateful for is that we do not live in the Jim Crow era and that fathers do not face the threat of lynching.
I'm very grateful of that.
Perhaps don't bring up Jim Crow when you're trying to make that example.
Right. So yeah, these because
why would you bring up his relationship?
His relationship had nothing to do with what he said. They can't attack his actual argument, so they attack his personal life.
Aren't you married to a white woman?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to be married to her if it was the 50s, right?
Right. But
so you shouldn't bring up the 50s in any way, shape, or form.
But see, they arguments only works once they strawman you. Once they misrepresent your position, then they can start saying whatever they want to say, because he never said he never said black people were better under Jim Crow. He said that they were more married than they are now. And that's a fact. But they have to straw man you so they can knock down the, whatever you said or whatever they represent what you said, whatever you will call it. And then they can start the personal attacks and everything, because they pretty much destroyed your credibility after misrepresenting what you said.
But Joy Reid could never say that to us. She can say
it to us. And that's why they don't. That's why they don't.
Because I'd be like, well, girl, you care about black people so much. Where's your afro?
Yeah. That's why they don't like black conservatives, especially the black conservative that's married to black conservatives, because there's none of that. You kissing up to the white man. There's none of that. You married a white girl. There's none of that. You a bad wench. None of that. It's none of that. None of that. Black with locks, dark skin. We actually got blacker since we've been in Texas.
Literally.
so it's none of that. And we're telling you that this lady's full of crap. Byron Donalds hit it right on the head, but he was just drunk rambling. If you see the video, you see my boy had the cigar. He had the lick right there, the liquor.
He was lit.
Yeah,
he was still speaking.
That boy, yeah, even still, because the truth is the truth, regardless of who speaks it. Regardless.
Cigar.
Regardless, and what he said was not wrong. It's all verifiable. It's all verifiable. This is the black marriage rate. Look at the decline after the 1960s.
Black line is black people, FYI.
Look at the decline. Everybody started to decline. Everybody reached an all-time low.
But Negroes took a nosedive.
Literally. The black family was better. The white family was better. The Hispanic family was better. The Asian Pacific Islander was better. Everybody was, the marriage rate was better. The marriage rate was better. That's all he said, but they have to misrepresent what he said. And literally, this is Jim Crow right here. This is Jim Crow.
And we
civil rights movement right here. Look at the decline. This is an inverse relationship right here. This is ridiculous, and this is only up to 2012.
And as you can see, during Jim Crow, the black families were actually higher than the white families.
Exactly.
Go figure.
Exactly.
Now what?
But
Severe nosedive.
it's literal insanity what they doing to these people. What they doing to Byron Donalds. So what I noticed what they got to do is they can't attack your argument. They can't necessarily hide all the information because people are going to do their own research and publish it anyway. So there's going to be, if it's true, you're going to see a bunch of people saying the same stuff. Not all the time, but most of the time. So they can't necessarily hide the information because the internet is independent and people at independent websites and stuff like that. All they have to do is deter you from looking for it. Yep. All they have to do is label it racist. And you don't even got to worry about them looking for it. And if they do see it, you already think that it's racist. You're already biased towards the information. So you're not even going to take it at face value and actually discern and see what it is. But you're already filtering it through this filter of racism. So it's automatically going to get chopped down. And then when you look at it, it's just like, this is racist. This is false. No, it's not true. Then you're going to, have internal conflict. If you even have a soul. If you don't have a soul, you're probably not even going to look at it anyway. But what he said was literal facts. It's not up for debate. But like I said, the only way they can even attack your argument is by not attacking your argument at all. They got to attack what they said your argument was.
Here we got Reverend Al.
Yeah, and we got Reverend Al Sharptongue.
Reverend.
Congressman, welcome to the show. You just heard what Congressman VC had to say about your comments. You've also been criticized by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and the head of the DNC, Jamie Harrison, both of them.
You can literally see how they hate him in their faces. Like, look at him. He doesn't look pleased with him. You can see, if you have good discernment, you can see the hatred, demonic spirit in this guy's eyes. Like, he does not like him.
Yeah.
Looks down on him. You're a coon.
Yeah.
You're a sellout. You hate us. So we hate you too.
And I want to note that before Al Sharpton even get to what he's talking about, he immediately has to say, these are all the people that agree with me. We're all saying that you're stupid. What do you have to say for yourself? And like, it's real. Like the setup is just insane because they start off with, we don't like you, she don't like you, he don't like you. We all think you're stupid. So
MSNPC.
Congressman, welcome to the show. You just heard what Congressman VC had to say about your comments. You've also been criticized by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and the head of the DNC, Jamie Harrison, both of them black. One of them black from Brooklyn, like you were born in Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. What's your response?
Oh, I'm supposed to carry it? That was the most emotional thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
We all from Brooklyn, right? We all black from Brooklyn, so we all supposed to be on the same court, brother. What's going on?
Exactly.
You not in the cult no more? What's going on?
You're not adhering to You're not adhering to the black code. What are you doing? You off code, brother. You off code. You from Brooklyn? Nah, your
Brooklyn cars
hella off code.
Your black cars revoked. Everything's revoked.
My response is that it's very interesting how people can just lie and mischaracterize what I said. The video's on my social media. Go to @Byron Donalds. You can listen to it in full. I never said or insinuated anything about Jim Crow being better. Just was talking about the marriage rates of black families in America during that time period. It's an empirical fact.
You mentioned Jim Crow. Wait a minute. I've watched your video. You mentioned Jim Crow 4 times. One time you referred to families. All families did less. They had higher divorce rates in the 60s and 70s as the nation opened up. This wasn't because of Jim Crow kept blacks. Blacks couldn't vote. Those families couldn't go.
He didn't say it was Jim Crow. Again, they can only misrepresent what you said. That's the only way it stands. They can't actually debate with you honestly. They can't. Because where did he say that the black family had higher divorce under Jim Crow, Lord, whatever the hell he just said? He didn't say that.
Downtown. I mean, to in any way infer that black families were better than Jim Crow. I mean, I've said things that I've later said I shouldn't have said it that way.
I've never said that.
Can't you own that even sanitizing Jim Crow, even if that wasn't your intention, was to say, that's my intention, I'm sorry for using those words?
No, I'm not going to bow down to you.
This is so disingenuous. What you mean? You want me to apologize for bringing up Jim Crow? You niggas bring up Jim Crow every time you open your mouth, but I can't bring it up all because what I'm saying is actually the truth. You can bring up Jim Crow, bring up Emmett Till, bring up all the people that was lynched, bring up the Tulsa Race Massacre. You want to bring up the white only water fountain. You want to bring up all of that, but let him say, well, this is one positive thing about Jim Crow. Why would you bring up Jim Crow at all? How dare you bring up Jim Crow? You mentioned Jim Crow 4 times. That's BS, bro. These people are so slimy. They so slimy.
Well, first of all, I never sanitized Jim Crow. I was just talking about the era in which black marriage rates were higher than they were during the Great Society and every other point in American history.
Because I can.
But why did you say Jim Crow?
Because I can.
What?
First Amendment.
What the hell you want me to say? The 1950s?
It's not my fault that it just so happens that y'all happen to be more married during Jim Crow. Whose fault is that?
Let's look at the chart again.
Whose fault is that?
This is Jim Crow, guys. Look at this. This is Jim Crow. Because
they made the facts.
Yeah, you say because it shatters the narrative. You say this man had every right to say Jim Crow because when I say Jim Crow, I get your attention.
Yeah.
When I say Jim Crow, I get your attention. So now once I got your attention, here's some truth. Here's some truth right here. The marriage rate was better. This is an undeniable fact. You can check any source, any credible source. This is a fact.
Maybe the bad times made y'all want to be together.
This is a fact. You know, and hold on. Because I know we got some bots in the comments that's gonna say, "Oh, you know the website." Look at the website, ncbi.gov, official government website. It's not a game. This is truth. Truth stands on its own. It doesn't matter what you think. What Ben say? Facts don't care about your feelings. It's ridiculous.
Why did you say
that's
Jim
the
Crow?
period of time, Reverend.
The period of time was the 50s. If you wanted to say the 50s,
that's when it
happened. I want to say Jim Crow.
When it happened.
Yeah,
because that was the era in which marriage rates were higher. Look, you had Joe Biden a couple years ago talking about Jim Crow.
Bro, if he would have said the 50s, it would have been the same reaction.
It literally would have been the same reaction.
Because every nigga associates the 50s with Jim Crow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why he's trying to act like if he said 50s, it would be better.
If he would have said the 50s, y'all would have said Jim Crow. So it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. See, this is the thing. But the average listener, the average NPC would really think that him saying Jim Crow is a problem. Who cares if he said Jim Crow? Who cares?
About Jim Crow.
Did you hear what he said about Jim Crow?
The era.
No. They want to stop you at the door. They want to stop you at Jim Crow so you stop listening past that. But see, the thing is, they're not mad that he said Jim Crow. They mad that he's using their talking point against them.
Yep.
They're mad that you're using our Jim Crow. This is our dead horse to beat. This is ours. How dare you beat our dead horse and bring life to it? How dare you? That it's not about. See, this is all smoke screen. It's all just theatrics. On a spiritual level, they're mad because he is telling the truth about what they've been lying about. The instances that they bring up may not necessarily be lies. They're not lying about Emmett Till. They're not lying about the Tulsa race riot, which it was a riot because black and white people died. They didn't just massacre black people. They just, they fabricate a lot of the stories and they say Jim Crow. They stamp it. This all Jim Crow. This is Jim Crow. It's a closed book. You can't go back into it. You can't go probe or none of that. You can't go and get none of the truth. You can't go and get anything out of that. No, it's over. Jim Crow is Jim Crow, and Jim Crow is bad. Period. So how dare you open up the book that we closed, but we open when we want to pull facts out of it? How dare you? That's ultimately what it comes down to.
Max is Sharptongue trying to put this man in his place.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Congressman.
Talking about Georgia's law, he lied. He lied then. So are we not allowed to talk about that era, or only are we allowed to talk about it when we do want to recall all the history of Jim Crow and all the tragedies that occurred during Jim Crow?
If we are going to talk about the era, Congressman, and you name a race-based law, then you cannot take race out of the fact.
Also,
what law was he?
Also, he's talking about the man in the house law. Again, that was not a race-based law. Al Sharpton is a liar. That was not a race-based law. It was for welfare recipients. And then the thing is, y'all love to say, oh, well, there's more white people on welfare. Well, they can't have man in the house either. When that rule, I don't even know if that rule still applies. When that rule was implemented, that was for everybody. It was for welfare recipients. That's of all races. If that was only the case for the black community, then why did everybody fall off?
In the late 60s.
Why did everybody fall off if it was only black people? if it was a race-based law, then why did everybody fall off? Because everybody was open to getting welfare. It wasn't a black thing. Black people bit the hardest. Y'all bit the hardest. We built the hardest. It is what it is. Now we could turn this around, but y'all don't want to, because y'all don't even want to accept the very basic fact that the marriage rate was better.
We turned it around though.
Yeah, we
finna make a year.
Right.
I got my ring on.
We finna make a year. I don't know about y'all, but we can turn this around. We can turn this around, but y'all don't want to. Y'all don't want to. Y'all don't even want to. First off, you gotta accept the truth, which is Christ, really, you know. But you gotta accept the truth. But if you're not even gonna accept the truth, then what? You're gonna live in a delusion for the rest of your life, and this is gonna get lower and lower and lower. I think we're at about 30% now. This 12 years ago we was at what's that, 63%? So about 62, 63%. We almost doubled this from here. Almost doubled. It's ridiculous. And everybody's going down. Everybody's continuing to go down. So all they can do is attack what Byron Donald said. All they can do is attack what they think he said versus what he actually said. Because if you listen to what he actually said, he didn't tell any lies. He didn't lie. And most of the time, conservatives aren't lying. That's the point of being conservative, is you're actually living some truth, you know. But you know, that's what they do. That's what the left does. That's what. And the crazy thing is, I can't even say that it's all the left, because I was watching the Philip guy, the black dude, Philip Johnson or whatever. We thought it was. He's pretty much really left, but even he says that Al Sharpton and them are misrepresenting what Byron Donald said, and he's a lefty. He may say he's an independent, but he's left. I think he's left. He even said that they misrepresented what he said. Anybody with a somewhat working brain can see that they're lying about what he said. They are lying about what he said.
Clearly.
And Byron Donald's the first thing he said to Al Sharpton was like, y'all are lying about what I said. How dare you bring up Jim Crow? You're lying. You're lying. Simple as that. So it's a spiritual warfare, guys. Spiritual war. It's a battle of spirits, battle of truth and lies. They're lying on him in real time. I played the video in the beginning. Did he lie? So who was lying through this 17-minute video? Who was the liar and who was telling the truth?
We are, because we're clones, obviously. Right,
we're clearly lying. But you know, that's up for y'all to see, discern, and you know, check it out. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out her page as well, Out There with Zaza. We catch you guys in the next video. Peace.